Hi everyone, in this video I'm telling you about a new flash which I got. Now, it's not a top of the range Nikon SB910 or a Canon something 600. No, it's the cheapest one I could find in Jessop's. It's Jessop's own flash. It's the 360 AFDC for Canon. And it came at, was it £79? So 80 quid. Now, you can always think 80 quid. Some of you may say, oh, but you can get a Yong or something like that for about 20 quid or something like that. That's fine. You can buy that. I'm not really too interested in those. I just want to get something which, if it breaks, I can take it back to the shop. And these always come with a 1-year guarantee. So if on day 363 it breaks down, you can just take it back and say, oh, give me another one. So don't bother buying the extra payment protection plan and all that kind of stuff. And also, don't ask for them to give you batteries. They gave me, they said, do you want some batteries? Like, yeah, sure, chuck some in. They gave me some Energizer Ultimate Lithium. £10 they charged me for 4 batteries. It's just like, whoa, that was a mistake. So anyway, yeah, just tell you a little bit about it. With this being £80, you could effectively buy 4 of these for the same price as the Nikon flagship one, the 910 flash. So what's my advice to you? Is it better to have 4 of these or 1 Nikon SB910? Well, depends. Because what I would say about this is that, yeah, it flashes. Yeah, it does exactly what other flashes do. Okay, it may not be quite as powerful, and it may not have the zoom, and it may not have the simplicity and easy to control stuff, but it works. You know, if all you're needing is some flashes, you can get 4 of these for the price of 1. So it's not bad. But one thing that you really do notice is quality. Oh, quality and size. Like, this is the SB900, so not the newest or latest, but the SB900. Look at the size of it. There's a big difference. If you look at the size of these are the infrared bits or red lights that come out to help you autofocus. This one has one as well, but it's a tiny little thing compared to this. If you look at the digital screen at the back, massive. This is pretty rubbish. If you look at the amount of buttons, it means it's very confusing and complicated, but it actually works very easily. Well, this, not as many buttons, but I find it a little bit more confusing to make this do what I want it to do. Its speed is slower. Its response is slower. Whenever you're zooming it in and all that kind of stuff, it's noisy as hell, this one. Whenever it's charging up, you can hear it from, in fact, hold on, let's see if you can hear it. Still making a very high-pitched noise. It's like it's going to explode. The other things are, like, weight-wise, it feels really light compared to this. Okay, that's good. You want it to be light. The battery compartment just feels cheap and nasty. And there's no lock bit for going onto the top of the Canon. Yes, this feels about a good third the quality of this. Not even a third. Okay, a quarter the quality of this. This feels solid. This feels, if I dropped this, it would just shatter into a million bits. This, I know, because I have dropped. I've had this on a full-on light stand at the top, and it smashed down onto the ground, and it just got a couple lines in the digital readout, which have all cleared up after a while. It's healed itself. It's that good. This, if you've got the money, I'd always say get this, because you've also got the Nikon CLS system, but again, this is with Canon, so it doesn't really quite work. But if all you need is some slave flashes, these things work absolutely fine. Now, in the second part of this video, I'm going to tell you about the difference that you get whenever you're using this inside a building. And just showing you how powerful the flash actually is. So what I've got is I've got a whole bunch of photos here. First one, bounce full power with diffuser. So what I did is I put the little diffuser, it's got a little diffuser and it's got this bit that comes up. I put it up like that and I'm just got it on top of the camera, I'm shooting up the way. Now, if you're doing internal property photography, I would say don't do that, because it's kind of a property photography geek thing. But what you get is shadows. Now, you're probably thinking, no you don't, but if you look really carefully, I can see the shadows up there, and that just annoys me. Show you the other example. This is the bounce without the diffuser, so this with that, so it's just bounced straight off the ceiling, and you'll notice no shadows at all. Now that's what you want. That's what you want. So just the case of taking it from there to having that bit out, that's now sending light forward, and that was causing the shadow. To give you an example of the exposure, so if this was the exposure from the camera, and this would be at 250th of a second, so that's no flash. With flash at its full power directed at the place, that's how powerful it can get from this little thing. So again, what I'm saying is that the amount of light coming out of this is absolutely fine to illuminate this very big room here. However, what I'd always say is don't ever have it directional. Obviously, being directional is much more powerful, but what you do get is these very, very strong shadows up here. So yeah, it's very bright, but it's just nasty. It's just nasty. You don't want to do that. This is in TTL, so I've set it on manual, the camera settings, but this is on TTL, so this will adjust naturally, and it had with the diffuser on, and you can see that it's almost a little bit stronger, the shadow around the lights there. And TTL direct flash, so it's saying, oh, don't be quite as bright, but I like, with this thing, I'd probably go manual all the way. In fact, that's what I have done with all the photos I've done so far with the Canon 5D Mark II, and I've used this in any of my property stuff. I've always been having it that bit in. Even that feels cheap. That just feels cheap and plastic and crap compared to the Nikon one, which comes out and is just like solid. So yeah, that's just another thing. But what I'm saying here is that if you're wanting flash, 70 quid, 80 quid or something with a Jessup's thingamabob, absolutely fine. However, will it break? I suspect it will. And if you're shooting property photography, shoot straight up the way, have it facing maybe slightly back the way, just like that, and don't have the diffuser down, otherwise you get the nasty shadows that everyone goes, ugh, shadows. So yeah, so that's the idea. And I think that was the brightest it could get when it was on full power without the diffuser, just shooting straight up the way. So that's the difference of diffused light, because it's bouncing, and then this one is the direct light. So there you can see the brightness difference. Pretty impressive stuff. So anyway, there you go, just a little bit of a hint and tip about flash there. Cheers, bye-bye.